Hi everyone, welcome to Paint for Fun. My name is Sandy. So today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about what you need when you first begin painting. I'll be talking to you a little bit about brushes, paint, and mediums. So before I begin, I wanted to say thank you to all of our YouTube followers and people who watch our videos. We've just been putting them out there because of the pandemic, and I miss teaching live so much, so I figured I'd make a couple of YouTube videos. The response we've been getting is really great, so we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoy them. We'll be posting more. If you do like them, please share and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to reach a goal of 1,000 subscribers, so please help us out. Okay, so now we're gonna get into business. Let's talk about brushes. So when you first start painting, there can be so many different products available. Starting with brushes, you don't need that many. So what I would suggest, I have a few here on hand that I'll show you that I regularly use. I have this, which is a big flat brush. This one's about 2 inches. Now I use this to cover big surfaces. I find it really practical. So maybe pick up one of these if you're planning to work big. And I work my way down from there with the flat brushes. So I have one that's a little bit smaller. This one's about 3/4 of an inch. I use this one quite a bit. This one's about a 1/4 of an inch flat brush. And I use this a whole lot because this makes me really get all the details, and I use this to make straight lines and stuff. This is good to use on any size canvas, so big or small. And from there I start using these small round pointed brushes. Okay, so I would pick up a few of these. These are really great to get all the little details. I go through a whole lot of these because I'm not the best in taking care of my brushes, but the trick is just don't leave them lying in the water for too long. If you're done painting, rinse them out right away. Get them nice and clean because they could start to bend and fray if you don't do that. So if you do take good care of your brushes, they will last you a long time, okay? Also, the small round brushes, they come fluffier. So let's say you want to work big, or you want to create a nice soft, if you're working with, let's say, clouds and you want to get a nice soft finish, this is the brush to use, okay? So this is really big and fluffy, and you can soften any harsh line with this. So this is very practical if you're creating landscapes or anything that has a soft look to it. This is the brush to use. All right, so also when I buy my brushes, what's very important for me personally is they should be firm. The bristles should be firm yet soft to the touch. So I want the individual hair to be quite thin, okay? Very thin, very soft. This will avoid seeing streaks on your canvas. And also I want my bristle to be quite firm because when I'm creating the straight lines or something more slick, I need something sturdy to control, okay? It'll be a lot easier to control if you have a firm bristle. So firm yet soft to the touch. That's the 2 things to look for when buying a brush. All right, so let's get into paint. Now there can be so many different colors to choose from. When you are just beginning, you only need your primary colors, black and white. So red, yellow, blue, black and white. That's all you need, and you can create any color of the rainbow using these colors. So for a red, I would maybe do a bright red, a bright yellow. For the blues, I would maybe take 2 blues. So ultramarine blue is good to have because it has a red undertone to it. That's very good to use when you're making purples, okay? And maybe a blue with more of a yellow undertone, like a cerulean blue. That's good to mix with yellow to make greens, and they're going to be a little more vibrant. So you can pick up those 2 blues to start, black and white, okay? That is all you need. Once you're comfortable with that and you want to expand your color library, I have a few little colors here that can maybe help. Crimson or magenta is always good to have on hand. You can maybe start with, I have a burnt sienna, that's always nice to use. It's like a brown tone. You can pick up a nice orange. This one's cadmium. So cadmium is a color, a chemical they put in the paint, but the colors are so vibrant. They're super beautiful. If you find cadmium colors, they're a little more pricey, but the result is amazing. They're great and vibrant. So you can pick up like cadmium yellows, reds, oranges, any warm tone is really nice to use. The only problem with cadmium is that the chemical is quite toxic. So what they did start doing now recently is making these cadmium free colors. So it says that right here. And these ones are just as good to use and they're a little less pricey. So you can maybe try that out. Now let's talk about viscosities of paint. Paint comes in heavy bodies and soft bodies. So heavy body paint is a little thicker. It's kind of like toothpaste consistency. And soft body is a little more fluid, a little more runny. They're both good to use. I prefer personally heavy body paints. I still have some soft bodies whenever I need them, so I always pick a bit of both. Heavy body, what you can do is you can work thick. If you want texture on your canvas, it's good to use. If you want to like dilute it a little bit, you can use water to dilute it, or matte medium, which is right here, and I'll get to this in a second. So you can work both ways. You can keep it thick or like water it down a little bit so it becomes a little more runny. That's good for heavy bodies. That's the advantage to using that. For soft body paints, they are more fluid, they are more runny. So that's good if you want to create a really flat surface on your canvas. You don't want too much texture, or if you're trying to recreate a watercolor look, you can dilute it even more and that'll be easier to use for you. Okay, so try a bit of both and see which one you're more comfortable using, what works best for you. Next, we're going to get into brands. So brands of paint are not that important at the beginning. I'm gonna give you a few brands that I like to use personally. Some are a little more pricey than others. I love Liquid X paints. I use them all the time. I think they're great quality and they're pretty affordable. There's usually sales on them. Golden is another good one. That's a little pricier. There's Winsor & Newton, which is a great brand too. Or if you're just beginning, there's always generic brands that your local art stores will carry. So maybe just go to your local art store, see what's on sale. You could pick up a few Liquid X paints like black, reds, warmer colors. It's nice to pick up like a better brand because they can be really translucent if you pick a cheaper brand. But for general paint like black and white, you can go with a generic brand and see what's on sale and pick up paint from there. I usually mix like more expensive paints with cheaper brands that I find on sale, and honestly, it's fine. It works out just as fine. Also, when you're getting a little experimental, which is fun to use too, they sell these iridescent paints. So I have a gold and a bronze one here, which I like to use on my canvases. It gives them more of a translucent, a nice metallic feel, an iridescent feel. So that's really nice. And that's all for paint for now. What we're going to talk about next is mediums, okay? So I mentioned before matte medium. This is matte medium. It's really versatile. This is very good to use because I can dilute my paint with it. If I don't want to use water, I can use matte medium and it keeps the vibrancy of the color. So this is great to have. What's also good about it is that you can use this as a glue. So let's say I'm making a collage on my canvas. I can use this as a glue, as a base, stick my artwork on, and then go from there. So it's very versatile. This is great to have on hand. Another product that I use a lot of is gesso. This is gesso. So when you're buying a canvas, it's already white. It's already gesso. This is the product they apply on the canvas fabric. If I'm recycling a canvas, which I do so often because I make the online tutorials and sometimes I don't feel like buying canvases all the time. And plus with the lockdown, everything's closed, so it takes longer to get canvases for me. You know, you have to order online. If I need something right away and I have an old canvas lying around, I'll just gesso it white. If there's some bumps, I'll give it a sand and it's good to go. I can reuse it anytime, okay? If you make a big mistake on a canvas and you want to start over, gesso it white and go right ahead. So that's pretty practical to have on hand. And finally, if you create something, you want to gloss it, they have so many different glosses and varnishes. This is a Liquid X gloss medium that you can apply. They have different finishes. Some are a little more matte and some are super high gloss. You can also use resin, which I'll talk about maybe in another video. And that's it. So honestly, just to begin, that is all you need. You don't need too much. Don't overcomplicate your life. Start with your basic primary colors, black and white. You just need a few brushes, flat brushes, small round pointed brushes, or round brushes. And a couple of mediums if you want to really go there. You can use a matte medium, get a gesso on hand, and that's about it, okay? So thank you for watching. Like I said, we really appreciate the support that we've been getting. We're going to be posting more tutorials soon. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.